Recruitment can be really fun and exciting, but it can also be very, very stressful if you're not properly prepared for the process. So many student athletes have blind spots when it comes to this journey simply because you're not aware of what you should expect. And also, sometimes you don't have a person that's been through the process in your circle that can kind of like point out those things that you should look out for. So today, I'm going to be that person for you. Hey, y'all, my name is Coach K. I'm the owner of Level 27 Life Coaching and Advising, and I am a transition life coach. I help young adults to simplify, apply, and simply get started through Christian principles and situational preparation. There are three things that you have to get extremely clear on before you start this process. And these three things are going to help you to lay a foundation to filter all the information, all of the options through your value system. And those top three things are defining your identity, understanding your source, and understanding your why. These three things really do help you to understand your self-image and ultimately helps you to define your value system. When it comes to transitioning from high school to college or in the sports world in general, it's going to be super important that you know who you are as a person. There's going to be so many things that come along with the spotlight. You already probably got a taste of this when it comes to people's opinions, the negative things that they say, the positive things that they say, and just in general, hearing so much feedback that you didn't necessarily ask for, right? So your self-image and who you believe that you are is so vital. How you think about you and what you believe about yourself will determine how you let people treat you and what you allow to happen to you. I want you to know that God truly sent Jesus down here to make sure that we had an opportunity to live life, right? And when God created us, he took the time to create us in his own image. And what this basically means is if God created us in his image, that means that he created us with value already, true value. And true value is basically something that no one can take away. It's literally embedded in you. It was built into you when you were born, right? And I think a lot of times in this society, people base value on things that people possess, that they own, like a car or accolades or trophies or just being number one on the depth chart or just, all of these things. People place value on those things that they can tangibly touch, but they don't see the value that they have innately inside of them. And that's where your true value lies. If you don't get anything else from this video, I want you to understand that you were born with true value. So just know that you're equipped with everything that you need to do whatever it is that God called you to do. The process and the journey of life is just going to give you opportunities to dig up those things that he's giving you. And you're going to need to be connected to him so that you can make sure you're making good sound decisions and that you are going on a path that he has carved out for you. So when it comes to recruitment and thinking about where you want to go, who's the best option, you need to have a moment where you sit down and talk to God about what he created you for. And also, what does he want you to do with this gift of athleticism? The gift of athleticism is something so beautiful because it gives you an opportunity to not only like have fun and like play a game for a living pretty much, but it also gives you an opportunity to discover your other gifts. You have to be willing to explore the other parts of you and not just be so solely focused on just being an athlete because you're so much more than just an athlete. There are so many different facets and things inside of you that you haven't even touched yet. Playing sports is just the first one you chose because it gave you the most attention and it was the first one you discovered. So I want to truly encourage you to like really take some time to sit down and pray to God. Ask him, what is it he wants you to do with this gift? Ask him about what path and what types of things you should look for when it comes to your journey and like where he wants you to land. What is the plan? Like ask him, what's the plan? Some things you can do on your own is examine your identity, is define your source and make sure that you understand your why. Your why is super important because this is what makes you get out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to practice. This is the thing that drives you a little bit and makes you want to continue to push towards those goals and make sure that you are executing. So the question is, why do you do what you do? Why do you play sports? Was it something that your family passed down? Is it something that you actually find joy in? Is it something that you really like doing? Because the question is, do you even like doing it? If you're doing it just to go to college for free, like that's okay too. But I want you to take a moment to really think about why you're doing it. Because honestly, if you don't have a clear why, we can stop the video right now and you might as well just go ahead and bow out because it just keeps you honest and it keeps you going in those moments where you feel like you don't have anything left in the tanks. Most of the time, people's why are attached to their family or someone externally, but I want you to also think about why you're doing it for yourself too. It can't just be for everybody else. It has to be for you as well. So think about the big picture of why you're doing this, what the ultimate goal is, what are your dreams? Like really put that stuff on paper and make it like very plain so that you can have a clear understanding of where you're going. And when you're getting ready to make a decision about your institution, you'll be able to ask questions that are centered around your why and see how you can make that process work for you. The second thing is understanding who your source is. As I mentioned earlier, God created us, right? So everything that we have, everything that we possess, everything that we own is due to Him. He's the reason why we have it all. He gave you the gifts, He gave you the opportunities. He continues to give you breath every day. He wakes you up every morning. And He really is the reason why you're able to do what you do, but you have to know that for yourself. This is going to require you to either make a decision to either have that world perspective or that kingdom perspective. Do you believe that God is the person who is your source? You have to make a decision because you making a decision helps you when it comes to how you perceive things. And that's going to help you when it comes to defining your self image. As a believer, I see myself how God sees me. I don't see myself how the world sees me. And that's going to be something that's going to be very powerful for you when it comes to being an athlete because we all know you're going to get criticized, right? You're going to get criticized for doing well, you're going to get criticized for doing bad. And in those moments, whether they're praising you or making you sound like you're crazy, you got to learn how to stay level. And the only way you can stay level is if you understand who you are and who you belong to and who gives you the power to do what you do. When you understand that part of your self image, it makes it a lot easier to overcome the criticism and the negativity that comes along with the beautiful gift that you have. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy to navigate it at all times, but it does make it a lot easier for you to focus on what's important when you do go through those storms of the negativity. Identity is embracing everything that you have within you, the good things, the bad things, the ugly things, being willing to be honest with yourself about the things that you love about you and the things that you hate about you. Embracing it all helps you to be aware, and it also gives you an opportunity to fix those things. Your identity is so much bigger than being an athlete. I know that your gift of athleticism has caused you to really like dive head first. You've really taken on this identity of being a student athlete, right? Which there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to be the person that tells you that you're so much bigger than that. And there's so many things that are inside of you that you haven't even touched yet, right? So when you get ready to go on this journey, be willing to explore yourself throughout this process to discover the other parts of you. Many of you have other gifts like being an artist. Many of you are really good with speaking, connecting people, and those things are very valid and very important. I want you to embrace those things and be willing to take that with you as you get ready to transition because as you choose your institution and your team, you want to choose spaces that will help you to expand those parts of you as well. So take a moment to write down your why, to really pray and really like make your decision about who is your source. Is your source going to be the world or is your source going to be God? Because you can't do both. You're going to have to make a decision. And you may not be able to make the decision right now, but you want to make sure that you're thinking about that and you really understand who your source is so that when it comes to those moments, because you will have some, you want to be able to navigate that knowing that nobody else matters other than God. And that includes everybody, family included, like it's you and God and everybody else is extra. So God is the bowl, you're the ice cream, and everybody else are the sprinkles. They're the sprinkles and the cherry on top. And as long as you got that bowl supporting you, whether you're a puddle of ice cream or you fresh out of the freezer, that bowl is going to hold you forever. Those sprinkles gonna melt away and swim around. Just remember that as long as you are connected to God and that you have that understanding of who really holds you, nothing else matters. Your self-image is the most important piece to this puzzle because it's a combination of your identity, understanding your source, and understanding your why. But it's also like the space where your value is placed, your true value. Your true value can never be taken away. It's always in there, but it's all about perspective and how you see it. And if you don't see yourself the way that God sees you, or if you don't see yourself as someone who has value because your name isn't known, or you're not starting, or you're not in a certain space, you are going to struggle tremendously. So doing this legwork before you get to the next level, it's going to help you a lot because once you shift to the next level, know that it starts over. It's 0-0 at this point. So everything that you've done before, all of those stats, all of that, those things were prerequisites to get you to the next level. But once you get there, everybody is good. Everybody's elite. Coming to the realization that you're no longer the big fish, you're a little fish in a big pond is kind of crazy. It can really kind of shake you if you're not solid. I'm just gonna tell you right now, when you transition to the next level, everybody's good. And I'm not saying that you're not nice and that you're not gonna be able to adjust, but you gotta know that it's gonna be a challenge. And in order to do what you've been sent there to do, you gotta be clear on what you're trying to do, who you are as a person, and where your power comes from so that you can stay focused on the vision and the goals. All right, y'all, until next time, stay focused, trust God, and respect the process. I'm Coach K. I will be back on Wednesday to give you a tool to help you with this process. So make sure y'all come back to the channel and let me know if you need anything. I love y'all. Have a good one. Be blessed. Talk to you later. Bye.